Hi everybody, welcome to Live Blogger. In this tutorial series, we have been developing this bookmark manager using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. In the previous video, we have written the HTML and this is how it looks right now. Now in this video, we will style it using CSS and make it look like this. So let's get started. Right, here's my source code and we have already linked the style.css file over here. So let's go to the style.css file and let's start with our design. The first thing we will do is we'll target everything and let's tap box sizing border box so that we have the correct height and width for all the elements. And now let's target the body. So here let's tap body and let's set the margin to 0. Right now for the background color, let's tap background and let's set the color to EEF1EE and let's go ahead and save this as a variable. So here at the top, let's create colon root and let's call it BG and let's copy this hex code and paste it over here. And here we'll just use the variable. So let's tap --BG. So now we have this background color and we need to use two different fonts. So we have this font called Francis and another font called Instrument Sans. So let's get these two fonts from Google Fonts. Right here I'm in fonts.google.com and let's search for Francis and let's click on get font. Let's go back and let's search for Instrument Sans and let's get this font as well. Right now let's go to get embed code and let's copy this link from here and let's go back to our HTML and paste it in the head section. So now we can use these fonts. So let's go back to the style.css file and let's create a variable called display. And for this, let's tap Francis and Georgia as a backup font and let's tap serif. And for the body, let's tap body. Let's set the font to Instrument Sans and sans serif. And we'll also use a font for mono. So let's tap mono. So this will be for these titles over here. So these are mono fonts. So let's go back and here let's type UI monospace, SF mono, Menlo and Consolas monospace. So we are just using some fonts that are already available in the operating systems. All right, now let's go back over here to the body and let's set the font family to var body and let's set the font size to 15 pixels. Let's set the line height to 1.5 and this is how it looks. Let's also set the color of the text. So let's create a variable for that. I'll just create a variable called text and let's set the value to 1B201C and let's use this color for the text. So let's tap color var text. Right now let's go ahead and style this site header. So if you go back to our HTML file, we can see that we have created this header and we have this class called site header. So let's target that and let's add a comment site header and here let's type site header and for the site header let's set the display to flex so that these elements are one next to the other. Let's tap align items baseline. So both of them are aligned with the baseline of the text and let's add a gap of 18 pixels and let's add a padding of 26 pixels, 30 pixels and 20 pixels and let's also add a border bottom. Now let's create a variable for that. So let's create a variable called line. Let's tap RGBA 28, 33, 29, 0.13 and let's use that over here. So let's tap border bottom 1 pixel solid var line. So now we can say we have this border. Now let's style this logo. So for the logo, we need to have a different font. So let's go back over here and in the HTML, we can see that for the logo, we have this class of logo. So let's type logo. Let's set the font family to var display that we just created. And let's set the font size to 34 pixels. Let's set the font weight to 600 and letter spacing to 0.01 em. And let's set the line height to 1. Let's set the margin to 0. So this is how the logo looks. Now for this dot, we need to have a different color. So for that, we have created this span for the dot. So let's target the span inside the H1, which is the logo. So let's tap logo span And let's set the color. So for the color, we will use a variable. So here, let's create a new variable called accent. And for the accent, let's add this hex code 1F, 6F, 5B. And let's use that over here. So let's type var accent. So now we can say we have this different color for the dot. And then we have this bookmark count. So if you go back to the HTML, we can see we have this class called bookmark count. So let's target that. I'll just type dot bookmark count. And let's set the font family to var mono. And let's set the font size to 11 pixels. Let's set the letter spacing to 0.16 em. Let's type text transform uppercase. And let's create a new color called muted. So let's type muted. And for this, let's use this hex code. Let's type 5C665E. And let's use that color over here, var muted. Alright, now let's style all the buttons. So for the buttons, we have this class of btn. So here we can see we have this btn class. So let's style that. Here, let's type .btn. Let's add a comment over here. Let's type shared controls. And here let's type background. Let's set the background color to transparent. And let's set the border to 1 pixel solid var. And let's create a variable for the border. Let's create a variable called line strong. Let's give it a color of RGBA 28, 33, 29, 0.22. And let's use that as the border. So here let's type line strong. Let's set the color of the text to var text. And let's add a padding of 7 pixels and 13 pixels. And let's add a border radius of 2 pixels. Let's set the cursor to pointer. And let's set the font size to 13 pixels. And let's set the width to 100%. Now this is for a basic button. Now for this save bookmark, we also have this class called button primary. So now let's style this. Let's go ahead and type button primary. And for this one, let's type background. Let's set the background to var accent. And let's set the border color to var accent. And let's set the color of the text to var. Let's create a variable called accent ink and font weight of 600. So let's create this accent ink variable. So let's type accent ink. Let's set the value to white. So now if you go back to our website, we can see that we have this green color for the button. Now when we hover over this button, we need to have a different color. So let's create a variable for that. Let's create a variable called accent strong. Let's set the value to 18, 5A, 4A. And here, let's type button primary colon hover. Let's set the background color to var accent strong and border color to var accent strong. Here you can see we have this hover effect. Let's also use a transition. So here for the button, let's type transition background color 0.15 seconds ease, border color 0.15 seconds ease. So now if you go back and hover over this, we can see that we have this transition for the hover effect. And then we have this label and input field. So they are inside this label with a class of field. So let's style this. So let's go ahead and type field. Let's set the display to block. Let's add a margin bottom of 12 pixels. And in the field, we have field label. So here we can see we have the span with the class of field label. So let's style that. Let's have field label. Let's set the display to block. So now we can see that the label and the input field are one below the other. And let's set the font family to var mono. Let's set the font size to 10 pixels. Let's set the letter spacing to 0.16 em. Let's tap text transform uppercase. Color to var muted. And let's tap margin bottom of 6 pixels. So this is how it looks. Now let's style the input fields. So for the input, we have this input with a class of input. So let's tap dot input and let's set the width to 100%. Let's tap background and we'll create a variable for the background color called surface. And for the border, let's tap 1 pixel solid and let's use this variable called line strong. All right, now let's create this surface variable. So let's type surface. Let's set it to white And let's set the border radius to 2 pixels and padding of 9 pixels and 11 pixels. Let's set the font size to 14 pixels. So this is how the input fields look. Now for the text area also we need to have the same color and the font. So for that, let's go back to our CSS, and here at the top, let's go ahead and type button input text area and select. So for all of these, we need to set the font to inherit and color to inherit. So now this will have the correct font for even the text area. Right, now let's change the color of the placeholder. So let's go back, and here let's type input : placeholder, and let's set the color to 8A938C. Now we can see when we click on these input fields, we have the default focus color, which is this blue border color that we see over here. So let's change that. Let's type input : focus, and let's type border color. Let's set it to var accent, and let's add a box shadow. Let's type 0003 pixels, RGBA 31, 111, 91, and 0.14. And we can still see the blue color. So let's also add one more selector. So let's scroll up, and we will add this selector called focus visible. So here, let's set the outline to 2 pixels solid var accent. And let's also set the outline offset so that we have some gap. So here we can see we have this gap between this border and this outline. And let's also type border radius of 2 pixels. So now we have the correct styling for the focus. Right, now let's go ahead and style the workspace division. So if you go to our HTML file, here we can see we have this div with the class of workspace, and in that we have the sidebar and the main section. So we want them to be side by side. So let's target the workspace. I'll just create a comment. I'll just type workspace, and here let's type dot workspace. Let's set the display to grid, and the grid template columns, let's set it to 300 pixels and min max 0, 1 FR. So now we can see this is how it looks. We have 300 pixels over here on the left side for the sidebar. Right, now let's style the sidebar. So let's go back over here, and in the HTML file, we can see that the aside has a class of sidebar. So let's target this. I'll just type dot sidebar. Let's add a padding of 24 pixels, 24 pixels, and 60 pixels. Let's also add a border right. Let's set it to 1 pixel solid var line. And let's also make the position sticky. Let's also set it to top 0. All right, now let's go ahead and style these headings of the sidebar. So let's go ahead and target the sidebar title. So we have this h2 with the class of sidebar title. So let's type sidebar title. Let's set the font family to var display. Let's type font size, and let's set it to 19 pixels. Let's set the font weight to 600. Let's set the margin to 0.014 pixels. And here for the tags also we need to have the same styling. So let's go to the HTML file, and let's see whether we have added the same class over here. So here we have added a side title. Let's change this to sidebar title. So now we have the same styling over here. Now we need to change this divider color. So we have this HR with the class of aside divider. I'll just change the class to sidebar divider. And let's go back to the CSS, and here let's type sidebar divider. Let's set the height to 1 pixel. Let's set the background to var line. Let's type margin 26 pixels, 0.22 pixels. Let's type border of 0. So this is how it looks. Now on the right side we have this main tag, and we have this class of stacks. So let's target that. Let's type stacks. Let's add a padding of 24 pixels, 30 pixels, and 80 pixels. Now we need to have this search box and this drop down, one next to the other. So we have this division with the class of toolbar, and in that we have the search box and the drop down. So let's target this toolbar. I'll just type toolbar. Let's set the display to flex and gap of 10 pixels. Align items to the center. Let's type margin bottom of 22 pixels. And this is how it looks. Now we want the search box to have the maximum available width. So we have this label with the class of search. Let's target this. I'll just type search. Let's set the width to 100%. Alright, now let's target this drop down. So if you go back to the HTML file, here we can see we have this select tag and we have this class of select. So I'll just go ahead and target that. I'll just tap select over here. Let's set the background color to var surface. Let's set the border to 1 pixel solid var line strong. Let's set the border radius to 2 pixels, padding of 9 pixels and 10 pixels. And let's set the font size of 13 pixels. Alright, so with that we have styled the toolbar. So we have basically designed most of the things of our bookmark manager. Now the next thing we need to do is add the JavaScript to add this functionality of creating, editing and deleting these bookmarks. And we also need to style these tags and also this area over here. So we will do that in the next video where we will also add the functionality using JavaScript. Alright, so that's basically it for this video. If you have any doubts, you can ask in the comments below. And if you like this video, please click on the like button and subscribe to this channel to get the latest video updates. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a nice day.